僕らは宇宙もまだ知らないゼロの弦の開くの全ては粒となり再生するそれなら途切れそうな意識もつなぎ止めてみせるよあの時間あの場所で君の時がもう一度始まる
Hello there everybody, Sabata92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. Now then, in the last episode, we haven't technically gotten started on it yet, or at least it hasn't, I think it hasn't started yet. But, last episode, Maho ass. Enough said. That night, for the first time in a very long while, she dreamed of a smiling Kurisu. Also, that scene was actually very well executed. Just the Okabe almost telling her, that scene was really well done. Maho and I stayed at Ferris's house for several days after that. Now that Kurisu's computer was destroyed, the odds that anyone would come after us had gone way down. But there was still a chance. Just to be extra careful, I stayed away from the lab.
Maho, Rintaro.
You! Dr. Alexis looked a little thinner since the last time I'd seen him.
教授よかった無事で
Maho も大変だったね。
Dr. Alexis held Maho tightly in his huge arms. The difference in size between them was so great that Maho looked like some kind of stuffed animal.
教授きついです
Dr. Alexis and Maho were leaving the country in the afternoon on a weekday, so I was the only one who could see them off. Since I'd been with Maho the whole time, instead of only seeing them off, I'd actually just brought her there. Maho, after all, was the kind of person who was incapable of getting to an airport on her own. I was amazed she'd survive this long, given her lack of basic skills. Do you think that was a little... I don't know, it's probably accurate. We'd held Maho's goodbye party last night at Ferris's house. Ferris was there, and so were Mayuri and Daru, and the others from the Christmas party. All were sad to see her go.
Rintaro, Maho と一緒にいてくれてありがとう。本当に世話になったね。いえ。それで、うちの研究室にはいつ頃来られるのかな？
Huh? He wasn't kidding about that, huh?
勉強して少しでも早く行けるように頑張ります。その時は俺から連絡しても。
もちろん、いつでも待っているからね。
He smiled as he took my hand and shook it. I was really glad to hear it. After meeting Amadeus, my desire to go to Victorchondria had only increased.
岡部さんお礼を言わせていろいろとありがとうあなたがいなかったら私は今頃命はなかったかもしれないわ
大げさだな。
Yeah.
いいえ本心よ本当に感謝している私もあなたのことを待っているから頑張って
あ、君も研究を頑張ってくれ。
それで、Rintaro、事前に連絡しておいた通り、アメテウスのアクセス権は今日ここで解除させてもらうことになるんだ。
Well, I figured as much.
いいね。
はい。
Evidently, they couldn't leave me with access to Amadeus after they left the country. I was only supposed to test her during their stay here, anyway.
クリスに最後に挨拶するかい？
そうですね。
Hmm.
じゃあ、一言だけいいですか？
もちろん。
I tap the icon for Amadeus.
何？私にもお別れの挨拶してくれるの？
Kurisu was expressionless for some reason.
まあな。必要なかったか？
私なんかよりも先に真帆先輩には挨拶したんでしょうね。
I mean...
ちゃんとしたわよ。
Maho interjected before I could speak.
それならいいけど。
Are you really still trying to play matchmaker, Kurisu? Kurisu was inside my screen. Was it a good thing that I'd spoken to her like this? Or a bad thing? In the end, I knew I needed to forget about Makise Kurisu, but I couldn't. I couldn't escape from this curse.
アクセス権がなくなったら、もう会えなくなるな。
まあ、私の話し相手になってくれたことには多少は感謝してる。
Slightly.
教授の研究室に来る可能性はあるんでしょ？一応再会する時まであんたのことは覚えておいてあげる。
ツンデレだな。
Yeah, we all know that. She's like the queen redhead of tsunderes.
ツンデレ？何それ？知らない言葉を使わないで。
And why are you blushing?
顔が赤いぞ。
この子照れてるわね。
Gotcha.
クリスはシャイだね。
もう教授まで。
元気でというのはちょっと違うな。君は別に病気にはならないわけだし。
Well, unless a Trojan pops up.
あまりヒアジョーさんのことをからかうなよ。
はいはい、言われなくても分かってるわよ。
それならいいんだ。
あんたがいつかそんな風に寂しそうに笑うんじゃなくて、心の底から笑える日が来るといいわね。
Thanks. I guess even an AI could see right through me. Makise Kurisu really was one hell of a woman.
それじゃ。
あ、
Kurisu disappeared from my screen. I turned to Dr. Alexis and nodded, deleting the Amadeus icon from my screen.
アクセス権の解除は後でこちらで手続きしておくよ。テスターとして協力してくれてありがとう。貴重なデータが取れた。
こちらこそありがとうございました。
I bowed deeply to both Maho and Dr. Alexis. As I watched their plan take off into the distance, I noticed that it felt like there was a hole in my heart. I clutched my phone tightly. Its connection to Amadeus was gone. Oh! Presage or recognize? Kagari? Ooh!
かがりちゃん、今日から私とあなたは正式な親子になるのよ。
Oh, so this is when Mayuri adopts her. This was when Kagari was 6. She'd been living in a facility for war orphans and getting treatment at a dedicated clinic next door. It was a completely different place than the normal hospitals, which were overflowing with casualties from the war. It was an idyllic garden, shut off... Was it idyllic or... no. Idyllic. I don't know. Shut off from the despair of the outside world so that children could live in peace. That was where she'd met her mom. Mom, Shina Mayuri, was a Class 2 caregiver at the facility who was always very nice to her.
本当？ママがかがりの本当のママになるの？ええ、そうよ。やったー！
It was impossible to express with words how happy Kagari had felt. Being Mom's real daughter meant that Kagari had become her real name. Kagari became Shina Kagari.
ほら、 くっつかないの。かがりちゃんは甘えん坊さんね。じゃあここから出られるんだよね。ママと一緒に暮らせるんだよね。ごめんね。かがりちゃんにはもう少し治療が必要みたいなの。
あ、
そういうことなんだ。
Hello, random doctor!
あ、先生。
Who suspiciously looks like a male version of Kumasawa. Kagari didn't know the doctor's name, but he was a nice old man who was always kind to her.
あと半年もすれば終わるからね。それまで我慢するんだよ。
6 months?
半年もですか？この前のお話ではあと2週間ぐらいで大丈夫だと。
それは身体的な傷の話なんだ。東京大空襲で子供が受けた心的外傷後ストレスは大人の比ではないからね。それに昨日の診断で分かったことなんだが、かがりちゃんはまだ怖い夢を見るらしい。
そうなの？かがりちゃん。そんなことないもん。もう怖い夢なんて見ないよ。楽しい夢ばっかりだよ。楽しい楽しい。
かがりちゃん、嘘は良くないよ。それでは治療はもっと長引いてしまう。夜中に怖い夢にうなされて起きることが未だによくあるのだと昨日話してくれたよね。
Yeah, it's not good to lie, Kagari, but I think in her state of mind, she was probably just trying to think of like, okay, what is the easiest way to where she could live with, you know, her new mom. So I can understand Kagari's young logic there.
まあ、そうなの。
この子の脳内に空爆の記憶が恐怖として残っている証拠だろうね。きちんと治療しておかなければ後で取り返しがつかなくなる。
そうですね。
というわけで治療を続けてもよろしいかね、お母さん。
はい。かがりちゃん、頑張って悪い病気をやっつけようね。
Mom rubbed her head. Kagari felt so at peace that she could cry.
わかった。
いい子だ。
じゃあまた後でね、かがりちゃん。ママ。
Aww. Mom took her hand away, and instead, the doctor took Kagari's hand. She was taken to the usual room. There was a white reclining chair, and next to it, some kind of mechanical system connected to a headset.
聞こえる。いつもの声。
君はママを守るんだ。この世界を守るんだ。そのために君は生まれてきたんだよ。
You need to protect your mother. Protect this world. That's why you were born. And God's voice sounded suspiciously like Alexis's. Is there a connection there? She couldn't remember when she started hearing the voice, but by the time she was 6, whenever she was worried, uncertain, or in trouble, she could hear it. It was always kind and strong, and it always cheered her up. In Kagari's childish mind, she'd started to think it might be the voice of God. Since only she could hear it, everyone else said it was just an illness. But Mom was the one person who believed her.
ママを守るんだ。だから治療頑張るんだ。
Kagari's young heart was filled with the hope that she could someday live with Mom. What the? As soon as she opened the door, Shina Kagari was struck by an unpleasant wave of heat. It was early June, and this was the first day to hit summer temperatures. It was hot enough that just walking outside could cause you to sweat, but the small Japanese-style room had thick curtains and the windows were closed. Where the hell are we? When are we? The room was dark and cramped, and there were so many clothes on the floor there was no place to stand. It wasn't just clothes. There were all kinds of filthy things. Bags with half-eaten snack bread still in them, half-rotted food packs, plastic convenience store bags overflowing with trash, all scattered around the floor. And the area around the half-naked girl sitting against the wall was covered in bandages and gauze soaked with blood and pus. Whoa, jeez! There were bandages tied around her exposed stomach, chest, and limbs, but those too were soaked with blood. Oh my god, Moeka, are you okay? The room was filled with a sickeningly sweet stench, though there was no way to know if it was coming from the garbage or coming from her. The owner of the room, Kiria Moeka, raised her head and looked at her, eyes filled with hope.
M4 まだ生きてたか
M4? When she saw Kagari, who was still wearing her shoes as she came into the room, her shoulders slumped. No, she is not.
命の恩人に向かってひどい言い草ね
Good God, Moeka! Jeez! Moeka gave a painful cough and spit up some stomach fluid mixed with blood. It stained her thighs and the floor. Jeez! Her wounds must have opened again, because the bandages around her stomach began to turn red. Shoddily put together bandages. Jeez. She'd spent 5 months like this with no treatment from a doctor. What?! Moeka had gone into a gunfight with the Russian army and failed her mission as a rounder. She'd lost 2 of her companions and her target, Makise Kurusa's laptop, was also destroyed. They pinned the blame on her. She was wounded and almost killed. It was Kagari who saved her and brought her to this room. Well, thank you, Kagari! Jeez. But if someone with a gunshot wound went to the hospital, the police would be notified. And for that reason, she'd never gotten any real treatment. Her wounds had become infected, and even 5 months later, they still brought her incredible pain. Her terrible fever hadn't let up at all, and it wasn't rare for it to go from 39 degrees to over 40. But Moeka didn't seem very interested in her wounds. She was more interested in sending messages with the phone in her hands. She must have been sending more messages to her beloved boss. In the past 5 months, she'd sent almost 1,000. I believe that.
どうして FB どうして返事をくれないの
FB was Moeka's boss in the Rounders, a woman who always gave orders to Moeka via text message. Moeka worshipped her to a degree that far exceeded what could occur within a normal employee relationship. The shock of being abandoned by FB had hurt her many times more than her actual wounds. Kagari tossed the bag she had slung over her shoulders at Moeka's feet, along with 2 plastic bags. The backpack was filled with medicine that wasn't available without a doctor's prescription. Along with it was a whole box of illegal drugs used only for the treatment of severe pain. Normally these would be kept under strict control at a hospital where no normal person could get them. Okay, what kind of iteration of Kagari do we have here? Both of the plastic bags are filled with canned goods and other things Kagari had chosen because they had the lowest probability of spoiling.
生きる気がなくなったら言うといいわ代わりに毒でも持ってきてあげるから
Okay, I'm much more ruthless Kagari! But Moeka didn't seem to notice Kagari at all anymore. She was completely unresponsive. Kagari had gotten used to her attitude over the last 5 months, but she wasn't just going to go home today. She wordlessly reached for Moeka's cell phone. Moeka tried to resist, but evidently she had no strength left. Kagari was easily able to grab the phone. It was covered in blood and pus, but Kagari forced it into her pocket without hesitation. Moeka started crawling towards her. It was like something out of a zombie movie.
勘違いしないで。FB から新しい命令よ。
Moeka froze.
FB の命令。
Oh
そう
boy.
受け取りなさい。
Kagura took another cell phone out of her pocket. It was the same Japanese cell phone that Moeka had been using, minus the dirt and blood stains.
今までの回線はロシアやアメリカの諜報部に傍受されていて使えないわ。だから今後はこっちを使って指令が来る。
So wait a minute. In this instance, Kagura is. Wait. I just. Moeka reached a trembling hand out toward the phone. And in an instant, she snatched it away and clutched it to her chest like it was her own child.
FB はこの携帯ならメールをくれるの？多分もう来てるはずよ。
Moeka quickly opened the screen on the phone. When she saw the words on the screen, tears started to flow down her face.
M4 私の可愛い娘。大変だったわね。私もとても心を痛めています。失敗したことは残念だったけれど、あなたが生きていてくれて本当によかった。
The question remains, is this actually from Tennoji?
早く傷を治して私からの次のメールを待っていてね。今度こそ任務を完全に遂行し、私の信頼を取り戻してあなたのことを心から信じていますからね。私の大切な大切な娘。 FB より
This is only acting as a. This is only acting more as a reminder. Just. It reminds me how damaged Moeka is.
わざわざ読み上げなくてもいいのに。
Of course, this message wasn't from FB. Kagura had written it herself. I figured as much. Keep someone at the brink of death for 5 months, then give them exactly what they want as bait. And you can easily put anyone under your control. Okay, this is savage Kagura. Kagura knew this well. Why does that feel like it has a darker meaning? The life suddenly returned to Moeka's face. She spilled out the contents of Kagura's backpack like a woman possessed.
傷を治したいの。FB の信頼答えなくちゃ。それでいい M4。
Kagura smiled, satisfied, and knelt down in front of her.
私が治療してあげるわ。包帯を全部取りなさい。
Oh, when Kagura left the apartment, the sun had set. Wow, it even looks like actually Moeka's apartment from the anime. He spent several hours treating Moeka's wounds. Her hands still smelled of medicine. It wouldn't go away for days, possibly. She sighed and put on her full-face motorcycle helmet, then went to the parking lot and got on her bike.
神様の声、そろそろ聞こえるかな。
she whispered. What the? She took off on her motorcycle. Okay, this is not a damaged Kaguri, this is a, ruthless Kaguri. Oh, that's right, that's right. It was, that's right. The Kaguri that we did, in one of the timelines, it seemed like the Kaguri that we did witness was, in fact, the one in the motorcycle suit. I mean, for crying out loud, she even tried to get the metal Upa, which was in the middle of, Suza's shower. It was almost July. The rainy season hadn't been that bad this year, and what little remained of it had already disappeared. Okay, people are gonna get mad at me again. I'm actually glad that Moeka is semi-okay. I'm happy, okay? Let me like a character, damn it! It's all good, it's all good. Temperature-wise, summer had come a long time ago. In other words, it had almost been a year since it happened. And then one Saturday afternoon, if I stayed home, not only would it be hot, but Dad would be on my case about helping with the family business. To get away, I'd come to the area around Ikebukuro Station. A year ago, I could have gone to the lab, but with Suzuha living there now, I'd mostly stopped going. But that meant that it was hard to find a place to study on my days off. It was too much trouble to go to the university. And the classrooms probably weren't open on weekends anyway. Hey, discount Starbucks! After a lot of research, I'd settled on spending my free days visiting this cafe near my parents' home and spending a few hours there. In fact, a lot of the other patrons did the same thing I did, buying a single cup of coffee and sitting there for hours on end. Ah, the good old days of college. Some brought books, some brought computers. I chuckled to myself as I realized that I'd joined the ranks of the other normals.
Where are you now? Oh, the usual cafe, right? I just went to your place and you weren't home.
You did? Did my dad make a nuisance of himself again?
It's okay. He gave me some barley tea. I had to go shopping. Will you come with me?
Okay!
Okay, I'll leave now. Wait for me.
So she went to my house? My family's business was called Okabe Green Grocer. It was a beat-up old store located in a rundown shopping street. The place was almost 40 years old. I really wanted them to rebuild it. Wait, have we already gone through this? My mind had wandered. No, wait, this is a new route. It can't be the same. Mayuri was going to be here in less than 15 minutes, so maybe it was time to call it a day. I'd worked pretty hard during the morning, so it wasn't too bad. I was a little surprised at how hard I'd been working lately. I could feel how having a goal gave me energy. I needed to get to Victor Kondria University as soon as I could. Yeah, you gotta at least make it to your second girlfriend, Maho. You know? I was still in contact with Maho via email and chat. Of course you were. She was evidently busy with her research because she was always sleepy. I took out my phone. I found myself looking for a certain icon on the home screen. But of course, I deleted it myself 6 months ago. Amadeus. Was Kurisu doing well? Knowing her, she was probably coming up with some complicated theory or teasing Maho. It was also possible that she was visiting A-Channel and hiding it from Maho. Probably. That's right, Kurisu had internet access. So it would make sense if she accessed A-Channel. But given that... Huh. Kurisu had spent a lot of effort last summer trying to argue with John Taitor on A-Channel. Oh yeah. That happened in the Alpha World line, though. Still, it meant that she was okay with posting. So, there was a chance that Kurisu was doing the same. If Amadeus had even temporary access to the network, then just maybe. I opened the web browser on my smartphone without really expecting much, ran a search for a nickname I knew I'd never forget. Kurie Gohan and Kamehameha. It was the handle that Kurisu had once used. I spoke without thinking. I bowed my head a little towards the other customers who were staring at me coldly and looking back at my smartphone. Amazingly, the search turned up several hundred results. They were all comments on A channel. I took a look at the dates on the results page. The oldest dated back to 2008. Those must have been written by Kurisu when she was alive. I never expected to see traces of her here.
っていうか、投稿しすぎだろ。
I didn't realize that she spent this much time on A channel. Her comments were spread out on a lot of different boards. Physics, mathematics, science fiction, oh, and of course the occult boards. For example, in the science fiction thread, she'd had passionate discussions about time machines. But unlike in the Alpha World line, she never came out and denied the possibility of a time machine. Surprisingly, some of her comments seemed to be quite the opposite.
いや、意外でもなんでもないか。
After all, she'd gone through all the work required to write a paper on time machines. Compared to that, her comments on the occult boards were brutal. She would absolutely crush the arguments of anyone who dared to propose anything even the least bit unscientific. Supernatural phenomena like crop circles, poltergeists, and spontaneous human combustion. Out-of-place artifacts, the Mayan doomsday calendar, conspiracy theories about how human DNA had been brought up from another planet. She broke them down and refuted them with a cold thoroughness that even drove away her own side. And if anybody dared challenge her, she'd leave them flat on the canvas. She's just that good! It was just like Kurisu. Her comments offered so little room for discussion, it was aggravating to read them. Did she actually enjoy all this occult stuff?
I know I do!
She put enough energy into this that I couldn't help but wonder.
いくらなんでも大人げなさすぎだろ。
The first time I met her at last year's ATF, I'd gone through the same experience. But after a certain point, the Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha comments suddenly stopped. The cutoff date was July 27th of last year. The day Kurisu died. Her last comment was a slightly too heated response to someone who was mocking Dr. Nakabachi's time machine press conference. My chest tightened with the sensations of nostalgia and sorrow. I decided to close the browser. But then I stopped as soon as I saw her next comment. I brought the phone closer to my face and stared at it again and again. The date of the comment was December 1st, 2010.
これってまさか。
What? Kurisu died in July 2010. So this couldn't possibly be her. So who was it? Amadeus? Was it someone else who'd taken over the identity of Kure Gohan and Kamehameha? Or was it? Since there was no trip code, I couldn't tell for certain. What the... Is that lingo that I'm not aware of, or... An encoded string of characters that appears next to a name on the A-channel message board. By entering your name as... name, some word, you can use some word to appear in an encrypted form. I do not know if that's a real thing. December 1st was just after Maho and Dr. Alexis had come to Japan, and also about the time I'd encountered Kurisu. After that, Kure Gohan and Kamehameha commented at about a rate of once per week. I looked for the most recent comment.
って昨日の夜じゃないか。
Huh? It was a discussion about relativity theory. She really did get foul-mouthed when she went on A-channel.
So, you're one of those people who thinks that the Michelson-Morale experiment led to the development of relativity theory? No wonder you weren't making any sense.
Oh god.
Go back to grade school, fool. No point even talking to you.
Then I realized that she said the same thing to me face to face. This wasn't some imposter, this really was Kurisu. What a miraculous and yet stupid story. Maho and Dr. Alexis know about this, I wonder? Probably not. Kurisu wasn't going to tell them. No. I couldn't help but laugh. Did I try to make contact with her? I wanted to see if this Kore Gohan and Kamehameha really was Kurisu. And then I came up with a good handle. Salieri's neighbor. Ha! Of course, this was a knockoff of Maho's ID. If Kore Gohan and Kamehameha really was Kurisu, she'd have to notice, right? Okay. I thought I smelled moron. It's true that the original purpose of that experiment was only to prove the existence of Aether, but you can't deny that it helped Einstein. As a result, you can say that it formed the basis of his theories. Someone needs to go back to school, and it ain't me. And there, it's posted. How about that? I wrote something deliberately provocative, and importantly, I'd mixed in some mistakes. Not to brag, but I thought I knew a lot more about Kurisu than Maho did.
あっさり釣られるはずだ。クリスならな。
You're trying to bait her.
あかりん
Hello, OG Steins Gate Mayuri. At some point, Mayuri had walked up in front of me. Hey, Mayuri, your artwork's looking a little, just gonna say a little bit different. Just telling you.
もう来てたのか。
I've been so busy writing my comment that I hadn't noticed. I hurriedly put the phone away and stood up.
じゃあ行くか。どうした？
行こ
What the? No, we can't. No, just go back to that. What was wrong, Mayuri? Mayuri and I left the cafe. What? Wait, are you realizing that there was a bit of an art change? Did you notice too? Mayuri and I met up and headed for Tokyo Hands. When I stepped inside the air-conditioned store, I felt refreshed. If it was this hot in June, I'd shudder to think what it was going to be like in July or August.
それで一体何を買うつもりなんだ？
商品宣伝用のポップを作るんだ。だからそれ用のカードとか蛍光ペンとか。
今年は込みまで同人誌でも出す気か？
違うよ。岡部製菓店で使うんだよ。
Ah.
なんだって？
I think we've actually... Have we experienced this? Nope. We have not. I swear, I think we've... I swear, I think we've experienced... I feel like I'm getting a big sense of deja vu here. My family business?
オカリンの家に行った時にね、おじさんとそんな話になって、じゃあマユシーが作りますって立候補したの。
I'm not the only one getting a sense of deja vu, am I? Oh shit, is this reading Steiner?
おいおい。
Or maybe I shifted, I don't know. My dad could be such a jerk.
お前がそんなことする必要ないんだぞ。
でもマユシーがやりたいからやっているのです。
I don't know why that's so cute to me.
本当にいいのか？
オカリンやおじさんおばさんにはいつもお世話になってるから。
But then again, anytime Mayuri is available, it's always just a pleasant time.
じゃあ代わりに今度何かプレゼントするよ。
本当？嬉しいな。
I took a quick look around and saw that they were selling a lot of things you could use for advertising. I decided to mostly leave the purchasing decisions up to Mayuri. Probably for the best. She spent quite a while deciding what to buy. But, well, maybe because of all the time she spent at May Queen Yan Squared, her taste ran in the direction of cute and anime. Nothing wrong with that.
ねえねえ、こっちのハート型のも可愛いよ。
野菜や果物を売るのにハート型なんてどう使うつもりだ？
We're gonna get the special Upa.
例えばこんな風に書くのはどうかな。おっきな松茸くん、今夜のおかずに奥さんいかが？
え？
あとは甘くてとろり はメロンちゃん。
No. That was the sound of me slapping myself. Mayuri, no. That's something Daru would like to hear. Please, no.
まさか知らないうちにダルに洗脳されたわけじゃないよな。
Oh my god, she doesn't get it.
ああ、いや、
Mayuri looked confused. Confused and completely oblivious.
とにかくハード型のポップは不許可だ。うちが怪しい店に見えてしまう。
Oh my god, Mayuri, you are too innocent.
そうかな。可愛いと思うけどな。
Too precious, must protect.
可愛くなくていいんだって。
My original intention not to interfere had gone by the wayside.
そもそもこれ以上書くの絶対余るぞ。
My shopping cart was filled with cardstocks of various colors and shapes.
これだけあれば当分困らないだろ。
そうだね。じゃあここまでにしよう。
Hey, one of these days I'll be able to record without being sleep deprived. We went to the cash register to check out. But since it was a Saturday, the checkout area was overflowing with shopping carts. Oh man, I know that feeling. Since it was going to take a while, I sent Mayuri to browse the toy section on another floor. I knew they'd have some stuff from one of her favorite shows, Rhinette Cockadoo. Mayuri looked apologetic, but did what I told her to. In the end, I waited a whole 15 minutes at the register. As an apology, I decided to get the presents I'd promised her. She seemed really happy as she stared at the keychain. Yep, it's the Oopa! It was Oopa, the mascot character from the Rhinette Cockadoo series. I told her when she went over to the toy section she could pick out anything she wanted, and this is what she chose.
ウーパならもう大量に持ってるのにずいぶん嬉しそうだな。しかもそれって普通の緑色のウーパだろ。レアなやつじゃないよな。
It is a special Oopa!
レアなのは確かメタルウーパだっけか。
The most popular and rarest of the Oopas was the shiny silver metal Oopa. For example, whenever there was a lottery for rare Rhinette Cockadoo stuff at the convenience stores, the top prize was always a metal Oopa. Mayuri had told me once they sold for tens of thousands of yen at auction.
チッチッチ。
For some reason, Mayuri is wagging her finger at me.
違うんだな。これはね、緑のウーパさんだけど普通のとは違うの。この前やってた映画に登場した緑の妖精さんウーパなんだよ。
Come to think of it, there had been a Rhinette Cockadoo movie out in spring. I swear I've been through this already! I swear I have! Had Mayuri sat in a theater full of little kids to watch it?
緑の妖精さん？
映画のネタバレしてもいいかな。
いいぞ、どうせ見ないし。
今回の映画はね、バーチャル世界で悪のスーパーハッカーさんたちとバトルをするんだ。そのバーチャル世界が妖精さんの住む森なのです。スーパーハッカーさんはすごく強くてね、かけるくんもウーパもピンチになっちゃうんだけど、もうダメだーっていう時にね、妖精さんたちが助けに来てくれるの。実はその妖精さんたちはかけるくんがお世話をしてた学校の花壇のお花さんたちだったんだよ。いつも優しくしてくれるかけるくんを助けるためにね、バーチャル世界でピカピカーって光ってウーパと合体するんだ。
Maybe I really did world line jump or something.
それがこの緑の妖精さんウーパー。すっごく可愛いし、すっごく強いんだよ。
Shit, am I in a different world line or something?
まゆし、感動したな。そういう話に弱いんだ。監督さん
Shit, now I'm actually paranoid. I'm pretty sure I didn't put that bucket up there where it's...
なるほどな。
It was rare for my Yuri to get this excited about something. It's freaking Metalupa! It's... Ooh, no, it's just... It's... Yeah. I took a closer look and saw that the design was a little different from the standard Oopa. I didn't know a lot about Oopas, so I couldn't say exactly what was different.
このキーホルダーね、結構あちこち探してたんだ。すっごく人気があってね、どこも売り切れだったんだよ。まさかハンズに残ってるなんて思わなかったな。
ラッキーだったな。
Incredibly.
しかもこれが最後の1個だったんだよ。今日は来てよかった。オカリンとおじさんには感謝しなくちゃ。
Mayuri took the tag off the keychain and got her house key out of her bag and carefully attached it.
ねえオカリン、マユシーね、これずっと大切にするね。
Aww.
おう、そうしてくれ。くれぐれも買って5分でなくしたりしないようにな。
It had happened before, after all. Like the Metalupa I won for her at Radicon. Mayuri had lost it no more than 5 minutes after I gave it to her. I'd wondered if she had ever found it. I didn't really want to remember that time in my life, so my memory of that what happened to the Metalupa was vague.
もう絶対になくさないのです。
I believe you on this. The two of us started to head back.
オカリンのお店のポップ張り切って作るね。
ああ、その作業があったな。
I'd been thinking the job was done once we bought the materials. The real work actually began now.
俺も手伝おうか。
大丈夫。マユシーのセンスを信じてほしいな。
ハートマークのポップを買おうとしてた時点でセンスを疑うぞ。
大丈夫だよ。
まあ、ポップを作ってくれるだけでもありがたいから文句は言わないけどな。
あ、お母さんにメールしなきゃ。晩ご飯までには帰りますって。
なんならうちで食べてってもいいぞ。どうせ親父やおふくろが引き止めるだろうし。
どうしようかな。オカリンは今日はこの後ずっと家にいるの？合コンとか行かない？
最近は全然行ってないよ。
Last fall, when I'd been trying to become a normal college kid, I'd forced myself to go to as many as possible. I'm sorry, I still just really don't get the point of those dating parties. I mean, I just my brain cannot comprehend the logic behind them. That's just me personally. But lately, I've been so busy with my studies that I hadn't had a chance.
そっか。じゃあごちそうになっていこうかな。
Mayuri took out her phone and started to type something when her expression suddenly darkened. She stopped moving.
どうした？
ついさっきね、楓さんからメールが来てて気づかなかったよ。どうしよう、オカリン。
Mayuri seemed like she was on the verge of tears.
何かあったのか？
ねえオカリン、前に言ってたよね。吹雪ちゃんは病気なんかじゃないって。
吹雪ちゃん？中瀬さんのことか？来島さんの方じゃなくて？
Oh, I know what world line we're in.
あれって本当に病気じゃないんだよね。
They're keeping her in the hospital. That's
Oh.
right.
おう、違うはずだ。
でも
Mayuri showed me her phone. Oh, Fubuki's back in the hospital. I'm on my way. Here's the location.
また入院しただって。
I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the screen. Fubuki was at a different location than before. This time it was the aged Tokyo General Hospital High-Tech Medical Center in Yoyogi. Okay. It was supposedly one of Japan's most advanced hospitals. According to what I read on the internet, patients with the new encephalitis that everyone was talking about were being gathered here for special treatment. But I'd also read lots of really bad urban legends about the place, and I was a bit worried about what kind of horror show I'd find there. But of course, when we arrived, it was nothing like that. It was very clean and decorated like a luxury hotel.
Mayuri-chan, Hokari-san, こっちです。
Hello! Kaede and Yuki waved to us as we entered the lobby. Yuki had gotten a message from Kaede as well and had evidently come right over.
ふぶきちゃんは大丈夫だよ。
Yuki gave Mayuri a soft hug and a smile. Kaede bowed her head apologetically.
驚かせてごめんね。私も焦っちゃって。もっとちゃんと確認してからメールすればよかった。
というと、中瀬さんの容体は？
今病室でふぶきちゃんのお母さんに会えたんですけど、例の病気が悪化したとかじゃないそうです。
じゃあまた検査入院とか？
はい、そう言ってました。だから全然心配ないって。なんだ。はあ、よかった。
Mayuri looked extremely relieved as Yuki continued to hug her. If I remembered right, the last time they examined her, they said it was possible she had the disease, but as long as it didn't get any worse, it wouldn't affect her daily life. They just told her to come back for regular checkups. The new encephalitis had arrived in Japan over 6 months ago, but the number of patients was still increasing. Fortunately, there hadn't been a single casualty yet. That's because we know what it is.
あれは病気なんかじゃないと思うけどな。
I was certain that what they were calling encephalitis was actually something similar to reading Steiner. One time when I went to visit Fubuki in the hospital, I secretly investigated the other patients. I wasn't able to get any proof, but I found out most of the patients in her wing had, to varying degrees, memories of the same world line. Many people had memories of Japan at war. Huh.
ふぶきちゃんに会えるかな。それがね、今 MRI で脳の検査をしている最中なんですって。だから病室にいないの。そうなんだ。でももう少しで終わるみたいよ。ここで待っていてってふぶきちゃんのお母さんが。
Kaede motioned to Mayuri, indicating she should sit down at a nearby sofa.
検査が終わったら声をかけてくれるみたい。
I let the girls sit down on the sofa and stood next to them while I surveyed the lobby.
すごい病院ですよね。
ああ。中瀬さんの家って実はすごい金持ちだったりするのか？こんなところに入院なんて。
いえ、そうじゃなくってですね。ふぶきちゃんのお母さんの話だと、日本とアメリカの政府がお金を出して新しい治療のプロジェクトを始めるみたいなんです。この病院とアメリカの専門病院や研究所が中心になってやるんだそうですよ。
Okay, I guess the reason they're basically showing me this same scene is just to kind of refresh my memory because I've already jumped into like several other different world lines at this point, and I won't lie, this little segment I actually forgot about this segment. I swear I knew I was experiencing things again, but okay. It's basically the same story, it's just kind of refreshing my memory a little bit about what's going on in this world line. Wasn't sure how I felt about that. If I was right about what this disease really was, it was hard to imagine a bigger waste of money.
お願いします。患者は全員個室にしてください。それも患者同士が接触しないよう、なるべく離れた部屋で。
Ah, I know him.
しかしね、そんな都合よく病床は空いていませんから。
それでもやってくれないとダメです。患者同士が会話をすることで、夢の情報を共有してしまうでしょ
いや、それはそうですが。
Alexis!
脳というのはね、他人が見た夢なのに、それに共感を覚えてしまうと、あたかも自分が見た夢のように錯覚してしまう。そういう可能性だってあるのです。
Hey. Across the lobby, I saw an old Japanese doctor in a white coat and a big man in a suit who was frantically trying to talk to him. I'd seen the man in the suit before. Actually, it was a man I knew well.
教授、レスキネン教授。
I hurried over.
レスキネン教授。俺です。岡部です。
He must have been wearing his translator because he was communicating with the old doctor in Japanese. Dr. Alexis's face quickly broke into a smile when he saw me.
Oh, Rintaro!
His voice was so loud that everyone in the lobby, doctors, nurses, staff, and even the patients turned to look at me. But Dr. Alexis didn't seem to notice them as he ran over. He was like a giant American football player racing for a touchdown.
ちょっと待ってください、教授。ストップ、ストップ。
My cries went unheard as Dr. Alexis tackled me and then pulled me up. Then he switched from football player to pro wrestler and he swung me up and down. I felt like I was a little child. There was nothing I could do to resist him as he flung me around. A moment later, he noticed the cold stares of the people around us and finally released me.
いやはや、すまない。あまりに驚いて、はしゃぎすぎてしまった。
Oh, that's right. I do believe in this word line you're going to be very evil. The other ones, you're not so much, but I do believe in this one, you're going to be very... not very nice.
Dr. Alexis bowed to the people around him in apology.
レスキネン先生、この青年とはどういったお知り合いかな？
Doctor that Professor Alexis had been talking to was staring at me suspiciously.
あ、
I wasn't sure exactly what to tell him. It wasn't like he was really my professor.
見たところまだ学生のようだが、どこの大学かね？教授と同じ脳科学専攻だとすると。
いえ、俺は。
彼は9月からビクトゥコンドリア大学の学生ですよ。いずれ私の研究室に来てもらうつもりでいます。
Yeah, that's right. You are desperately trying to get information about Makise from me.
ほうほう、ビクトル・コンドリア大学かね。これは驚いた。
I looked over at Dr. Alexis questioningly, but he just gave me a mischievous smile. This guy. He really was such a kid.
日本人
Quite the
であ
actor.
そこへ行ける学生なんてめったにいない。大したものだ。
どうも。
After the doctor left, I sighed loudly enough for Professor Alexis to hear me.
今の人は？
この病院の院長だよ。
院長？そんな偉い人相手に堂々と嘘をついたんですか？
おや、私は嘘なんてついたかな？確かに9月から我が校の学生とは言ったが、何も今年の9月からとは言ってないよ。それとも何かい？君は結局我が校に来る自信がないのかな？だったら少し残念だが。
He really was like a little kid. Completely shameless. But still, it was hard to hate him.
でも
Now.
驚きました。まさか教授がまた日本に来ているなんて。
It had been like 5 months since I'd seen him off at Narita. I looked around for Maho, but I didn't see her anywhere.
リンタールはどこか具合でも悪いのかい？治療でここに？
あ、いえ、違います。入院してる友人の見舞いで。
ああ、そうか。それはよか。いや、その友人にとっては良くないか。申し訳ない。
ああ、いえ。それで、教授こそ、日本の病院で何を？
Dr. Alexis brought his face close to mine and whispered so that the people around us couldn't hear him.
君も知っているだろう。例の新型脳炎の件だよ。アメリカ政府の依頼で、精神生理学研究所が治療法を研究していたんだが、手詰まりらしくてね。私も調査に加わるよう大学から命じられたというわけさ。
そうなんですか。レスキネン教授が新型脳炎を。
Now there was a word I didn't expect to hear. I explained that my friend was here because they thought she might have the disease.
もしかしてその友人というのは中瀬克美？
ああ、クリスマスパーティーで会ってましたね。
うんうん。実は私が新型脳炎に興味を持ったのもあのパリがきっかけでね。君と克美が揃って倒れただろう？
He was right, actually. In my case, I'd been sent to that other world line.
克美には何日か前に再会したんだけどね。私にも何度か噛みついてきたよ。どうしてまた入院させられるんだ？私は元気なのにってね。
そうでしたか。
もう少し協力的になってくれると嬉しいと、リンタロウからも伝えておいてくれないかい？
That probably won't work out, pal.
ああ。
実際のところ、キャツミだけでなく、すべての患者に申し訳ないという気持ちはあるんだ。我々も日本の医師団も研究を進めてはいるんだけどね。どうにも解せない検査結果ばかりで困り果てているのさ。
Dr. Alexis's usually chipper expression darkened. The man was such a ball of vitality that I hadn't noticed until then, but when his smile disappeared, I could see the wrinkles that had formed on his face from exhaustion. He must have been working hard, like he said.
正直、最初はどの医師もこれほど不可解な病気だとは思っていなかったらしいんだけどね。ん？どうしたんだ、リンタロウ？
あ、その。
何か気になることでも？
いえ、俺は医学生じゃないのでさっぱりです。
I was just about to tell him about my reading Steiner, but in the end I couldn't. If my uninformed opinion was wrong, it could cost the encephalitis patients their lives. I couldn't just tell him when I didn't have any proof. And then his face drew close to mine again.
ところで、その克美がなかなか興味深いことを言っていたんだよ。自分たちは病気じゃない。別の世界の出来事を夢で見る能力があるだけだとかなんとか。
I told her not to say anything about it. Could she not help it? This is bad. They might start to doubt her sanity.
中瀬さんはとても想像力がたくましいというか、 SF とかアニメとか大好きですから、他の平行世界を感知できる力なんて多分趣味の影響で口にしただけじゃないかと思います。実は俺もそういうことを言っていた時期があるんですよ。
I tried my best to come up with excuses, but Dr. Alexis still seemed concerned.
だけどね、私も治療プロジェクトに参加して驚いたんだが、確かにこの病の特徴として 多くの患者が夢を共有する不可思議な現象が起こっているんだ。集団幻覚に近いのかとも思って今調べているんだけどね。でもなんだろう、こんなことは初めてでね。脳科学的には今のところ解が導けない。正直非科学的という言葉が一番しっくりくるくらいだよ。それこそ平行世界とか前世の記憶とかね。
そうですか。
君も克美からいろいろと話を聞いてくれると助かるよ。医者に言えないことでも友人になら話すだろうしね。
はい、一応心がけておきます。
さて、リンタロウ、それはそれとして確認だ。
Dr. Alexis was looking over my shoulder.
クリスマスパーティーの時にも感じたんだけれど、君のガールフレンドたちはキュートなお嬢さんばかりだね。
God damn it, Alexis!
え？
Hey, I turned around and saw that Mayuri, Kaede, and Yuki had all stood up from the sofa and were looking at me. When they saw Dr. Alexis was looking at them, they waved.
やはりあの中に恋人がいたりするのかい？ユキ、カエデ、マユリ、ルカ、それともカツミがそうなのかな？
His words were so surprising that I couldn't think of anything to say. Ma would often call this middle-aged man a mischievous boy, and that was exactly the look he had on his face.
いや、別に無理に聞かせてくれとは言わないよ。君のプライベートを詮索する気はないからね。ただ、まあ、可愛い教え子にちょっとした土産話をと思っただけさ。
Dr. Alexis turned to walk away before I could figure out what he meant.
それじゃあ、リンタロウ、私はもうちょっと院長と話をしないといけないから、これで。できれば、ユキたちにも一人一人発揮していきたいところだったが、次回にとっておこう。彼女たちによろしく。
はい。
Mayuri and the others came over to me as I watched him go.
今の人レスキネ先生ですよね。どこかで見たことあると思った。アメリカに帰ったんじゃなかったでしたっけ？おかり？
There was no way I could tell the girls what Dr. Alexis and I were just talking about. Okay. Presage and recognize. Yeah, we're in a new one, but it seems like we're seeing events that we've already experienced, and I can't really skip them. I swear, for like a large amount of time, I was like thinking, wait a minute, is this deja vu, or are we actually doing this again? Okay. If memory serves, this is connected to the timeline where, or the world line where, I think in this story, no, not this story, but when these events were playing out, there was a moment where Maho was, basically mentally kind of treated like a sleeper agent, sort of. I think. At least that's kind of how this went, and now it's a shame I can't really skip them, so I'm gonna try, since I can't skip these, I'm gonna try to actually pay attention, like, even more, to see if there's, like, any discrepancies or any differences, major or small. So, I'm sorry that this seems to be, like, we're retreading some steps, but except, like, the first half was totally, like, new stuff, and then now we're just kind of retreading steps. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do about that, so if that's where I'm going to end it. So if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. I wonder how this one's gonna play out, even though the events are playing out very similar. I wonder, like, if Maho is gonna still be possibly manipulated in some way. I really hope not, considering that scene that we got with her was very well executed. And also just extremely emotional. And also, Moeka's okay. And Kaguri is, badass Kaguri now. Still have no idea what to think about that anymore. And I'm convinced that the voice of God sounds too similar to Alexis. What do I do with this knowledge? I don't know. That's where theorizing comes in. So if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. I'm gonna go lay my head down because my head hurts. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hello there everybody, Knight2 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that Nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.